Hey, Christine. Thank you for jumping on. Hey, Cynthia online. Thank you for jumping on. Hey, how are you guys? How are you guys? Hey, here I go. How are you guys doing? Hey, guys. I'm really trying to get this thing working. Am I close enough? So, guys, thank you guys so much for joining tonight. This is better, right? This is much better, so I guess I'll have to hold this. Hey, guys, thank you so much for joining on tonight. Those of you who know me, I am TenishaBibbs. For those of you who are watching this by replay, please share this with your followers and tap the screen and show some love. Thank you so much. So tonight, guys, we're going to be talking a little bit more about hair loss. And a lot of times people think protective styling is the best way, which is okay. You can do protective styling, but there is, when it comes to hair loss, there are other factors that you want to take into consideration. Okay. So I want to talk about those factors, and I'm going to show you or talk to you about something that you probably don't know. And so that's why I'm here, so that you guys can get a better understanding of hair loss and what happens with hair loss. So if you can share this message with your followers and also tap the screen and show some love, thank you so much again. I'm going to be talking to you about something that's called DHT. Okay. So basically DHT is testosterone, and it is converted into what's called dihydrotestosterone. Okay. And what happened is I'm going to show you a picture on how DHT actually affects the androgen receptors in the hair. I know you don't understand what I'm saying right now, but by the time I'm finished with this scope, you're going to understand what I'm saying. When it attaches to the androgen receptors on the hair follicles, it prevents the hair from having what's called oxygen, nutrients, and also nurturing the hair follicles. And when that happens, it causes the hair to do what's called shrinking effect. That's what I call it, the shrinking effect. And it happens over the course of time. So over the course of time, your hair begins to shrink, and it's called miniaturization. Okay. When it miniaturizes, that's when you start noticing hair loss. Okay. So I'm going to show you a picture of what that looks like. Once this miniaturization hair follicles eventually dies, and the loss of hair will start to occur. All right, let me show you what this looks like. Okay. This is the first picture that I'm going to show you. Hey, Prophetess Rivers, thank you for joining. So what happened is that if you can see on my picture, this is a follicle. This is the follicle right here on the side. Let me get my pen. Let me do this. Okay. Hey, Prophet. And this is a hair strand right here. This is called the epidermis of the hair. Right here, this is the epidermis. Anything that sits under this one here is called the dermis. Okay, this is the dermis right here. So right here, this is a hair follicle. Okay. Right down here, I don't know if you can see my hand moving. Right here, this is called the dermal papilla. All right. So right in the middle of the dermal papilla, it is called androgen receptors. You see that AR? What happened is that when DHT sits on the androgen receptors, it causes miniaturization on the hair follicle. Okay. When that DHT is not taken care of, and it sits on that androgen receptors, it begins to shrink over the course of time. See that? It begins to shrink, and it shrinks just like that. Once it shrinks, that's when breakage begins. That's when hair loss begins. Okay? So what happened is, let me turn my camera back around. Okay, I'm glad you asked. So what happened is that you cannot use grease, you cannot use shampoo, you cannot use anything, because the DHT which causes the shrinkage, is still there. You have to do something to remove that, okay? And that's why I'm glad you asked, because we have what's called a XTC. It is a extreme DHT inhibitor. It's a total hair nutrients. Now I want you to look at this bottle, and I want you to see, you see these these squares? This is the actual fourth step of the process, okay? So what I do is I put you in one of my programs. If you does that affects the length of the hair as well? Yes. Long hair is called terminal hair. Long hair is called matured hair. Short hair is called miniaturized hair. Anytime that hair miniaturized, that's why I have what's called a scope. When I take my scope, I look at your hair follicles to see if that same short hair that I just showed you is in place. If the hair is there, and I see a sign of the miniaturized hair, that gives me hope, and it also gives the client hope that the hair can actually grow back. So we use different systems to actually for that to happen. So anytime the DHT is in the hair, you have to remove that DHT, and you remove it with a system. Now this is XTC. I use this system, hair loss system, for clients. What happens with the DHT is an extreme inhibitor, harmless. It binds the androgen receptors on the hair follicles, when you take this. And what it does is it kills the hair, okay? When it kills the hair, it shrinks it. This is going to help prevent that, okay? This right here, this system right here. I'm going to show you the bottle so you can see. It's a extreme DHT inhibitor, okay? Once you start taking it and you do the system, what happened is that hair begins to, what about clients who want to grow longer and strong hair? They can also use the system. I have 3 different programs that I put you in. If you want to grow stronger and healthy, here, show that again. This right here, you will probably, you won't be able to get online. You will not be able to Google it, and you will not be able to buy it online. You have to go through a hair loss practitioner, which is myself, to actually get it because of the ingredients that it have in it. You're not going to be able to get this online, okay? Not even that, but I just want you to see it. So here's the bottle. This is called BioCare shampoo. Now you have to come through. The thing about it is that it's just not that step. A lot of times what happens is that when they lose their hair, we use the system and also the inhibitor. And we have it where if you're allergic to shellfish, we have one that if you're allergic to shellfish, you'll take those. But what happened is that bring that system to, I am bringing the system tomorrow. Yes, I am bringing the system tomorrow. And what happened is that you'll take the system, and then you'd have to sit up under a laser. Okay, so I'll do a laser treatment on you as well. And what happened with that laser treatment, it helps boost that. They will be waiting for you. Yes, I will be there, definitely. It helps boost the that hair follicle, and it helps that hair to grow, okay? So this is what this do. This helps strengthen the hair. It helps age the hair. So you want to take that same miniaturized hair so that it can grow, okay? And you have to it's something you just have to use a system, and you have to use the system faithfully, okay, in order to see a great response to your hair that have been broken off. And a lot of times we think through natural styling that works. That's what they call oh honey, I done grew my hair. I started going natural, and my hair just growing healthy. But then when I go into a scope and I go in your hair and I'm like, no, I don't think so. We need to get you on this product so that your hair can really grow. And you have little miniaturized hair that needs to come out. They are screaming to come out. Okay. But we don't have the education or even sometimes the knowledge to know that this is what's really going on, because we look at a full head of hair and say, oh, my hair is all right. But when we go up under the scope, we see that you have hair that are screaming to come out, and we want to help you get those hair out, okay? So you can have a real good full head of hair. But anyway, so I didn't want to keep you guys long. When you use the system, with the hair treatment will start to grow, especially when you use the laser. When you use the laser with the system, it starts to grow. This right here, believe it or not, is a 3-month supply. Okay, this is a 3-month supply, believe it or not. Now, I do recommend you take the vitamins with all of my programs. So tomorrow, Cynthia, I'll talk to you guys about that a little bit more. But I just want to jump on just to let you guys know that there is something called DHT, which is dihydrotestosterone, that literally kills your hair follicles. Okay, and it causes the hair to shrink. And once the hair shrink, it will not mature because of the DHT that's sitting on the androgen receptors in your hair. And I want to make sure on your follicles, and I want to make sure you understood that, so you won't think, okay, my hair is gone, I have to do something else, or maybe I'll just do protective styling. That's not always the answer. Okay, XTC is the answer. Okay, guys, thank you so much for jumping on my scope. I greatly appreciate you guys sharing this with your followers. I'll be back on tomorrow as well. And, for some more information, we're going to get into what's called diffuse androgenetic alopecia. They have a diffuse androgenetic alopecia and also diffuse alopecia areata. All right, so I want to get into that tomorrow so you guys know the difference and what it is and how it actually looks on the hair in the head. Okay, love you guys so much. Thank you for joining. I want to scope you tomorrow. Oh, absolutely, definitely wanted to scope just to make sure everybody's okay. But I'm gonna come just a little bit early because I need to bring this. I need to get some information. A lot of times when you're using this product, let me tell you what I do, guys, before. I don't do anything without a consultation form. And the reason why is because anytime you're taking this, whatever program I put you in, I have to do a medical history on you just to make sure that I'm not going against what your doctor is saying, and that we can work side by side with your doctors. I know I have some people have called me already and also have emailed me in reference to their dermatologist that they're getting shots and things like that in their head. And a lot of times it's not even necessary because what they're not telling them about it, what they're not saying is that there might be DHT in the hair, and all you need to do is go use TenishaBibbs' system, and and in about 90 days you start seeing hair coming through the follicle. They don't do that because they don't know to do that, because dermatologists they're not hair specialists. They deal with the skin, or the skin, right? So you said shoot. Did you say shoot? Shut. I don't know what that means, but DHT, yes. Dihydrotestosterone is nothing more than testosterone that sits on the androgen receptors of the hair, or the hair follicle, causes the hair to, actually just kills the hair, and it shrinks, causes the hair to miniaturize over the course of time. Okay, so I love dermatologists. Don't get me wrong. We always work together. Hey, thank you. We always work together side by side with your dermatologist. So me getting that, medical history, make sure you don't have hormones, or you don't have lupus and things like that. And that way I'll know which program to actually put you in. If you just want to, grow your hair, we can also do that as well. We can also do that, and you can use a system too. So there are 3 different types of systems that I use. So they look like this, but there are 3 different programs that I put you in. All right. Can't wait to see you tomorrow, Cynthia. I love you guys on my Periscope here, and I'll see you tomorrow.